Alrighty, Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find this guy. Did someone punch through the window and open the lock? Because it seems like they did it in a pretty sloppy way if they're bleeding all over the place.
Where's the bookseller?
Algernon? Anybody else? The question is then, how far does the blood go? Because it only stops to like here. Man, that shit climbed up quick.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Oh, another one. Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 4. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. Ugh. The problem is, even if the elder gods and the elder creatures hold the truth, do we really want to listen to that truth?
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Boy. This practical work written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Yeah, I also, generally, I'm not really on board with a lot of Freud's general ideas, or at least the interpretations that we bring into it in the modern day. I'd like to say that a lot of the things that happen in our dreams probably are just a bunch of random things happening with associations in our minds, and not just, oh, those are my desires. I mean, today I dreamed that I was scanning barcodes, and no, I don't want to be doing something like that. Oh, another history of Darkwater. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favorite refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to board with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Okay, see, this is a different story than what everybody else is saying. People are saying, oh, they brought a giant whale! But if it's really just a gigantic creature that had been eating and scaring away the whales, then maybe what they brought aboard was the Leviathan. Okay. Well, let's keep looking around. Oh, right, lantern. Oh. I still don't know what the point of this is. You see, light coming out of it, and the fuel burns down drastically faster. I assume just because we're turning up the fuel, but I don't know what it does for me. It's not there for helping me look around, I can tell you that. So maybe I can use it to scare people away or something. Oh, Volume 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left behind spoke of nightmares and they spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. The nightmares and the deviant behaviors? Maybe that's because they finally got in contact. Oh, something happened over here. I'm gonna stay in the front. I'm not allowed in the back.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Huh. These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the texts of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. Yeah. H.P. Blavatsky. H.P. Blavatsky. I see what you did there. Oh look, that progressed our occultism. I don't know what I want to have happen with occultism. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. Yeah, I couldn't do it. I definitely would have to always refer back to these books if I were to be in the medical field. There's just too much out there. And this is in the past. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. So does that level me up? I am at level 3 medicine. Nice. Would you read the book? I don't know. I don't see the name of the book, but sure.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
Oh, Malleus Bestiarium. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from the one dimension to another. It presents itself as reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it prefers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Well, this just looks like the Shambler. Its ugly dimension-traveling shenanigans. Did that... Yeah, okay, now we know more about occultism, but also our sanity might have taken a bit of a hit. Because, we keep reading these books. Oh, there's just... Actually, that might not have done anything to us, because I guess there are just 2 Malleus Bestiariums. I thought maybe there was a difference between the 2, but no. You just have 2 instances of being able to read it just in case. Do I have skill points? I have 5 skill points. I need eloquence and psychology, because those are the 2 that have been kind of screwing me over. Maybe eloquence will probably be better. Eloquence, I keep on having instances where I'm like, oh, I could try to talk this person down, and then it just doesn't work. So that's something I'm probably gonna level up. Just because I'm desperate for something else. Okay. Well, I guess we can head to the back now.
What happened here?
Oh. Yeah, I guess we can reconstruct. Something happened.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Oh, we're all the way over here now.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. See, they could have... Come on, man, you never like read a crime novel or something? I was gonna say, have you ever seen a crime movie? But this is pretty early on.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Someone tall? How did you get that? From one footprint. That's impressive. That's our investigation work.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Maybe they were drunk. Maybe they just kind of stumbled their way in, or maybe this was afterwards. No. Why would you do this? Alright, sorry about that. I don't remember what I was saying, but I guess we'll just push into here. And, oh, something's behind the painting, a safe. Whoa.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
Maybe he wasn't a thief. Maybe he was the person who works at the shop, or, well, I guess you could still be a thief even if you work at the place, but maybe they knew this area.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
I don't know, but look at all these dead bugs. What the fuck?
What killed all these animals?
Uh-oh, I looked at the symbol and maybe I shouldn't have.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Oh, that couldn't have been right. Why would Charles Hawkins be breaking into the place? Hello.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Did she paint the symbol on here? Oh man, we're getting a lot of information. God!
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
I don't like this. I'm gonna look around a little bit. You know, just in case there might be something out here. No, but we can see, like, distortions around the door. Oh, okay. You know, one problem that we have is that we've been kind of underestimating things, right? One whole shtick about H.P. Lovecraft's entire writing is, you know, humans aren't meant to observe the hidden dark truths of the universe. He'll drive them mad. And I keep just eyeballing literally everything I find, and that might actually be bad. But oh well, we're in it now.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Okay, maybe I can break into here. Ho-ho!
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Really? Drake's memories. If somebody finds these memoirs, it will no doubt mean that I have encountered serious troubles. My only hope is that my mortal remains are still in this plane, so that they may be recovered and cremated. The funeral urn should be delivered to my mother, if she is still of this world. What follows is of the utmost importance. Whoever reads these lines and exhibits acuity at least as sharp as my own can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each one hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Ooh, okay. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated playwright says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Because even though I am usually an adept of organized chaos, I must admit that more often than not, it is still reason that prevails. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver the contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The contents are not only a vast fount of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. And then I'm going to go down here. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you, nor to suffer from your actions. Alright, so we need... lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each one hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each one hidden where life... study combined in the Greek world. I don't know what that means. I have obviously a rough general idea, but really what I'm going to end up doing is looking at every single thing here until I find these cylinders.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
I found these sleeping pills in the bookshop. Does the bookseller suffer from insomnia? Well, it's probably from all the nasty nightmares going on.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Oh? Key of Riley file? This key, that bears the Elder Sign, is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion, hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the force of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trip to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Riley is like the language that all those other people, like the cultists, were speaking before, so that's interesting. What the hell?
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I better not touch it.
A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. It's got wings too, so that's not good. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. Oh, the least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart, or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Well, I properly looked at it, for sure. By the end of this, I'm going to know everything there is to know about the humans.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Oh shit, Arkham Anthology, volume number 6, The Prophecies. A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Widebridge. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many
just a bunch of
volumes
these?
are there in this collection?
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, volume 9, collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism. Oh my god. So there's like probably at least 10.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Book of why esoteric? Jesus. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement. Jeez.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Esotericism.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
We're going to say that for every single one. This is number 4. The Book of Spells, supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Reedition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. D. Lawrence's original.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Volume number 8. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Cietti Bordicchiera, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. Whoa, that's intense. You know, the good news for me is that if I ever found myself in a situation dealing with the occult and you had to like read things properly in order to like set things in motion, I just fuck it all up. The elder gods would be sitting there going, how is he messing up all of these guttural noises? It's God, it's not that hard. Oh.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Is that all 3 of them at once? Well, that's easy. Okay. Thanks.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of him.
Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coplius. This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher. It includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists.
How many volumes are there in this
Volume 1,
collection?
Oera Linda, an ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of this people, and moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. Okay.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
Things That Should Not Be, a collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends, written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. Oh, hey, you know what? I think that guy was mentioned before. Why wasn't I able to look at those when we first came in here?
A kind of chalice.
Hello. This goblet seems to be very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Is this supposed to be like a pattern kind of thing? Because, yeah, they seem to be of a certain pattern there. Oh, here we go.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay. What about the next one?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay. And how does this connect all together?
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so Volume 9 is one of the, I assume, numbers.
The Queen has little protection.
And then number 2 related to the Queen, so that's something about this.
The Queen has little protection.
would tell us about the, I don't know, chest though, so that's unfortunate. And what else did we have? Because this is obviously going to be a combination. Yeah. So number 9. And then I don't know what the other is, but that's fine. Let me listen to the first one again.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of
Divine
the Grail
gold
does
is
not
the
protect me
goblet.
from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay,
The chalice of knowledge.
So there's 1 red tier, so does that make it 1?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Okay. So it could be 3 in reference to how many white chess pieces are on the board, not including the queen. So we'll try that. We'll try 2, 3, 9. And also I should put away my lantern, which I don't remember how to do. I guess I can just, yeah, okay, just middle mouse button. Okay. 2, 3, 9. Maybe we'll try 4? No. Wait, what am I doing? 1, 3, 9. What? I messed up. I'm not a genius.
The chalice of knowledge.
Because we have 1 redstone. I got that mixed up in my head, so I corrected that to 1 to correlate with 1. Or the first combination. The second cylinder refers to this chessboard, I assume, which would be 3 or 4. And then volume 9 is obvious as that's volume 9. Oh my god. It was 539. It was the number of redstones that were on the goblet, period, not the number of redstones were in the pattern. That's a whoopsies on my part, obviously. Yeah, that's not gonna be good for the mind. Oh, no! Edward, we've made a terrible mistake. Riverside Institute. Yeah, we made a big mistake. Chapter 8, Riverside Institute. In the nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and the Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Okay, so I'm not being sent back to the Institute by being found crazy. I'm just getting put into another person's body, who's probably super crazy. Oh boy. Also, I guess Charles did really try to open it up. I thought maybe that was just like a fake out thing. Like, Charles Hawkins is so powerful, he was just kind of projected into our mind. But in reality, it was Algernon himself who was too crazy to remember his own code. No, it was legitimately Charles. Which is funny when you can think about the fact that he probably has super monster strength and he just couldn't rip open the safe. But fine. Maybe that's what the whole occult symbol's for, since it did knock him back. Enter Madness.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
Oh shit,
There's
I'm
nothing
Marie
we can
Colden.
do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Examine the patient. Has he been drugged? Let's
What can you tell me about
Let's
him?
ask him questions.
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
He's a gang
Do you
member.
have other questions?
Of course I do.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will.
So it's almost like he's dying right here, but we'll see.
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told, after inhaling chemicals.
Dr. Fuller has done something to this
That'll
man.
do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Well, I guess we could always look at him. And that's interesting. Okay, so the people are suffering from insomnia, which means that they're having trouble going to sleep, period. Not just, they woke up from a scary nightmare or something.
Very well. I'll examine him.
Examine the dying patient. Yeah, he's definitely dying.
30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue. Lord, this smell.
So he's rotting even though he's alive here? That's rough.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch, slightly sticky.
Ew. Maybe he's transforming.
Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Ooh, there's something in his belly.
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
Oh, yeah, I thought we were just going to lead into that. That seemed like, hey, that's probably the most prominent thing there. He might have some kind of monstrous parasite inside of him.
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
He's being transformed! We need to do something quickly!
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
Ooh, look at that! Hey, she immediately is like, his body's mutating.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations, and this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Yeah,
Dr. Colden,
Dr. Fuller.
May I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients, provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
You're turning him into a monster. No, let's try to approach the crazy psychopath doctor with a little bit of reason.
These are alarming symptoms. If we don't act, he'll die.
Do you believe that? I'm not as convinced, you see. I even think this man has a strong chance of completely healing from his ailments.
No, Doctor. This patient isn't himself anymore. He's dying.
Really? What do you mean by isn't himself?
He's changing. His physical characteristics, they are more animal than human now.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
Yeah.
This amuses you.
Yeah, that's a little too on the nose, Doc.
I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Jesus. Can't we just
Was that a threat?
operate on our own?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, no, hidden files are proof.
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? in his office. What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep Mom.
Interesting. Am I gonna have to sneak around as her? Ooh, boy. I found a book in the bookseller. Oh, that's not right. I was trying to read the information about getting into Fuller's office. I read it to understand why I had such feelings. What happened after that? Where am I? We still have our diary, I suppose.
An unknown medicine. Judging by the other ones, it causes heavy side effects.
Yeah, buddy, you're probably dead. Or you're gonna turn into a cephalopod-like monster. So, that sucks for you.
Chronic insomnia. Like half the island.
Wonder what happened to Captain Fitzroy.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again. And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl. And the answer is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show.
What's going
Dr. Colden?
on, ladies? Alright, we gotta find Dr. Fuller's office. Oh. Alright. Medicine and Secret Sciences. This very interesting book, aimed at a wide public, demonstrates how non-recognized sciences have influenced modern medicine. Magnetism, grandmother's secrets, Chinese acupuncture, hypnosis, herbal medicine, alchemy, and many others have contributed, to a certain extent, to the enrichment of medicine at the beginning of this century. You know, so we might get some medical knowledge through Pierce over here, but maybe not.
Watch out for the water, Doctor.
Oh, I'm already standing in it, janitor, but okay. Eee.
Gentlemen, may I help you?
We're waiting on news regarding our mother, Maureen Harding. She came in with a kidney problem, but we haven't heard anything since.
I'm sorry. Dr. Fuller is a very busy man.
Well, is there anyone else who can tell us what's going on?
She's our only family, you know? And we can't even see her medical file.
I'll examine her myself.
Don't worry. I'm aware our institution is not always welcoming. But your mother is in good hands. I'll tend to her myself. And keep you informed at once. Would that suit you?
Well, that sure sounds great to us, Doctor. Thank you.
But those are just words, so we're not budging.
Very well. At least I'll know where to find you.
Yeah, no, stay here, guys. I'll get to your mother. I just want to look at every single room I can and hopefully not get scolded for checking out all these places.
Patients and hospital personnel eat the
That's
same
interesting.
food.
I hope the food isn't drugged to turn everybody into monsters. Also, we've got one of those big-ass closets to hide in. I hope nothing bad happens.